The decolonization of Africa. We all know that Africa was once controlled by European nations, but how did decolonization happen? In this video, we'll explore the process of decolonization in Africa and the reasons behind it. European colonization of Africa began with the establishment of colonies in uninhabited areas and coastal forts for trade. However, Europeans couldn't go deeper into Africa due to technological limitations and a lack of profitable resources. But as Europe industrialized, they gained the means to conquer Africa with advanced weapons, steamboats, and trains. European nations had three main reasons for colonizing Africa. First, they wanted to control trade routes and establish ports for faster shipping. Second, they sought raw materials like copper and cotton to fuel their factories. Lastly, they aimed to sell manufactured goods to Africans, expanding their customer base and profits. To avoid conflicts over African resources, European leaders held the Berlin Conference to divide Africa among themselves. Belgium, France, Germany, Italy, Portugal, Spain, and Great Britain attended the conference. They conquered Africa piece by piece through wars, voluntary alliances, and debt traps. Once colonized, Africans had to pay taxes in the currency of their European overlords. They earned European currency by working for European companies or selling crops. Europeans exploited Africa's resources, setting up mines, plantations, and infrastructure, but very little was spent on improving the lives of Africans. Not all African countries gained independence by kicking out the Europeans. Liberia was established by the USA for free African Americans, South Africa negotiated for independence, and Egypt declared independence from the Ottoman Empire. WW2 played a crucial role in African decolonization. The colonial powers, financially drained from the war, couldn't maintain control over their colonies. The USA and USSR pressured Britain and France to grant independence to Italian colonies, reducing Western Europe's power. The Cold War between the USA and USSR also fueled decolonization. The two superpowers funded independence movements to gain influence in Africa. African nationalism, with its focus on freedom and independence, led to protests, rebellions, and political movements. The Gold Coast, under British rule, became a prime example of African demands for independence. Despite British attempts to show the benefits of colonial rule, an African nationalist party emerged, demanding self-government. Kwame Nkrumah, the leader of the party, won the elections and pushed for independence. In 1957, the Gold Coast became Ghana, the first African government run by ethnically black Africans. French Algeria, considered part of France, faced resistance from native Algerians who were treated as second-class citizens. France's fear of independence movements led to a policy of promoting pro-French Africans into positions of power. Decolonization in Africa was driven by a combination of factors, including technological advancements, the desire for independence, and the influence of the Cold War. African nations fought for their freedom and independence, leading to the end of European colonial rule.